The fear of running out of available food has forever been a terrifying thought. It seems as though, every time there is a famine, of any type, theories concerning food and population arise. The situation is no different with Thomas Malthus, who published his essay on the principle of population during food shortages in England. Malthus predicted that population would one day outgrow food production. However, corn would become one of the leading crops in innovative agricultural technology, putting Malthus' population theory to the test. Thomas Malthus was an early 18th century English economist who had major influences in the economic theories of the time and today. Born in 1766 near Surrey, England, Malthus was mainly educated at home until he went to college at Cambridge University. He is most well known for his essay on the principle of population. Malthus proposed that the human population could not continue to exist at the ever-increasing population rate. According to Malthus, expansion of the population would cause society to suffer certain checks. Malthus came to the conclusion that the food supply grows at an arithmetic rate, while the population on the earth increases at a geometric rate. Therefore, the population cannot be sustained by the food at the rate it is increasing. Eventually the world will fail in producing enough food for the people in it. Malthus did not believe this would come true in the immediate future, unless it came in the form of a severe famine. Malthus introduces a few preventative checks. Some of the restraints included are to decrease marriage rates and promiscuous intercourse. Malthus believed that by keeping constraints on the population, the only method of birth control available at the time, that they could stave off the inevitable. Malthus continued that these checks would naturally operate even if society did not abide by them. Society, from Malthus' perspective, underestimated the power the food production had over the population. Starvation, fatalities caused by wars, and epidemics are just a few natural occurrences that come with the loss of available food. These checks will continue to happen until the population recedes to a level that the earth can properly sustain. What Malthus didn't expect, however, was that the agricultural society would continue to thrive and grow. Since the early 19th century when Malthus lived, the technology surrounding agricultural industry has expanded far beyond what was available during his time period. Yet now there are new machines that practically yield the harvests themselves. Technology in the food industry is not the only reason for mass availability of food. The advancements in transportation, such as invention of trains and cars, have allowed larger amounts of crops to be shipped. No longer do people have to starve because their population outweighs the amount of food. Surprisingly, corn was one of the most widely used and expanded crops. There are over 45,000 different food items in the American food industry, not including non-food items, that contain corn. Corn has been genetically altered to withstand harsher growing conditions, leading to larger surplus in the crop. Little did Malthus know that while he was formulating his theories and predictions, a crop that could change his entire outlook was taking hold in the Americas. For over 2 millennia, types of corn were being cultivated. Central and South American farmers had transformed the corn crop so much that by the time Columbus came to America, it could only be grown if humans planted it. One of the largest contributors came from Robert Reed, who by moving his variety of corn initially from Virginia to southern Illinois, accidentally crossed the selection of corn with another variety. Upon his discovery, he came across a breed that did better than either of the others. This, along with similar instances, provided a lot of the germ stock used today in early hybrid corn seed. Technological advances in the corn crop came a little earlier than others, priming during the first decade of the 20th century. The corn crop became a massive industry due to the fact that it is less affected by insects and other crop diseases. It's also very abundant in many varieties available in the United States. Yet, as corn was becoming such a formidable crop, it was not infallible. The European corn borer swept through the U.S. in the early 19th century, severely damaging the ear of corn by feeding off the kernel. In 1927, President Coolidge implemented a federal government control plan that helped stop this war destroying corn. Although the borer was a major setback to the development of the corn crop, it did not stop it forever. Corn fought back against the devastating bug invasion and continued to grow larger each year, although for a while it looked as though parts of Malthus' population theory could come true. Significant advancements in man-made technology held off what Malthus would say was inevitable. Yet many still believe that Malthus' predictions may come true. William Pentland implies that not all of the innovations, such as the use of fossil fuels and fertilizers, among other inventions to help spur agriculture, have been completely helpful. They have also caused numerous problems to the environment. Malthus' theory is said to have created panic among the people of Great Britain. There is no doubt that the food supply has increased in both size and variety over the past centuries. Yet Malthus was true to an extent. Take all of the famines that have occurred in the past decades. There were just many examples of what Malthus had predicted coming into play. When Ireland endured such a harsh famine, many believed that Malthus' theory would come true, that technology and innovation pulled through again. Peterson states that Malthus could not have predicted the turn in technology that would increase the food supply to such an abundance. There is still a danger that just as global population reaches the unprecedented level of 10 billion or more, the agricultural base for support may suddenly collapse. It is still a possibility that Malthus was correct in his assumptions, and the rise in agricultural technology could just be putting off the inevitable. Malthus failed to foresee the rise in technology that would put a stop to the food shortages for the time being. Corn, among other crops, has been largely affected by the advancing technology, allowing for farmers to produce more with less land.